Hi everyone, this is Miss R back with another video. Today's video is going to be on ideas to implement with your child during the coronavirus stay-at-home time period. These are going to be suggestions to kind of help keep the day going and keeping your child on a schedule. So let's begin. One of the big things to do is to keep a schedule, keep a routine. Now here are some suggestions that could help keep the schedule effective and easy to implement. So we want to make sure we keep the schedule visible. Break up the schedule into time frames that are easy to implement. For instance, every 30 minutes, every hour, there's something that needs to get done. Place the schedule in a commonly viewed area in the house, such as a refrigerator, the child's bedroom, something that they can easily be referred to throughout the day. Now, another thing to make the schedule even more effective would be to add visuals or simple pictures to the schedule to help children understand what is a part of the schedule. For instance, have a picture of a book to represent reading time, or have a picture of them working so they understand that they need to do some sort of schoolwork or work at that moment. Now, once the schedule is created, go over the schedule with your child. Let them know kind of what each picture or everything a part of the schedule represents. Now, have your child help with household duties that you feel comfortable with them doing. That's kind of a good way to keep them involved with the household and kind of let them know, kind of help around the house. Now, as they complete the schedule, you want to make sure there's ways for you to reinforce the schedule. For instance, you can create a reward box. Now, in the reward box, you could add whatever you want. You could add small toys, bubbles, stickers, whatever you feel fit. Now express to your child what that needs to be done in order to access the reward box. That could be you have to do so many chores or so many activities in order to have some time with the reward box. Well, if you don't find that the reward box fits your family, think of activities that your child enjoys. Make a list and have the child pick what they would want to work for. This way they're motivated, they're engaged, and they understand what they're going to be working for. Now, some ideas to work for would be reading. Now for reading, I feel like this is the best activity to do with your child. And it feels like it could be just a moment where they're working on vocabulary, obviously reading skills. Now, I suggest to read to them at least 20 to 30 minutes, but you could break that down into any time frame you see fit. It could be longer, it could be less, but more frequent. It's up to you. You can have them choose what book they want to read. As you read, ask their child questions such as what colors do they see or what objects do they see. This to kind of keep them involved in the story and work on vocabulary and communication. Now, when it comes to color identification, there's a lot of things you can do. You can have your child point to colors that they see as they explore their environment at home. For instance, you say, oh, that table, that's a brown table. The apple is red. Whatever you see that it can be easily talked about and implemented. Attempt to name the colors of the objects that you see when your child is around. Anytime they look at something, again, say, oh, that's the black table, that's the black chair, that's the white wall, whatever you see. Another thing you could do that could be fun for everyone is to make homemade flashcards. As a family, look through magazines, old paper, old books, and kind of cut out objects that are different colors and make homemade flashcards that are easy to reference. But what could be even easier too is if you already have flashcards available, kind of turn them into learning tools. Now, the next step would be to work on the alphabet. The first thing to do would be to sing the alphabet with your child. As you sing the alphabet, then you start having the child point to alphabet letters that they see as they explore their home environment. You can say, oh, that looks like the letter A as they look through a book, a magazine, if they see it on TV, whatever is readily in front of them. Cut out letters from a magazine or books and make homemade flashcards, just like we discussed for colors. It would be kind of like a fun way of the family to kind of invent and kind of create usable tools that can refer to for the alphabet. Again, for identification purposes, put the flashcards, once they're created, into different fields to help them identify the letters, such as you could put two letters such as A and B and then have them go, oh, point to the letter A. And then as they get better with the identification, you could put them in larger fields. Start with 3, 4, however you see fit. With the numbers, we're pretty much going to do the same with the numbers. This time you could rote count with them. Have them practice counting. Let them verbally count with you. Look at numbers. Your child point to numbers that they see as they explore their environment at home. So for instance, if they see a number 2, say, oh, that's the number 2. Anything you can to kind of encourage them to state or identify numbers. The next thing would be also to create and cut out numbers to make homemade flashcards. Again, this could be a fun family activity that's also very educational. They're looking for numbers in old magazines, books, and you can also at the end have a fun, useful tool to refer to as you go over numbers, whatever have you. Again, same with alphabet. You can put the flashcards in the different fields to help them identify numbers. For instance, starting off with 2 cards, you could put the number 1 and 2 and ask them, oh, can you point to the number 1? Can you point to the number 2? And as they get stronger in those skills, you can expand the field. Maybe put 3 numbers in front and ask the same question. What can you point to this number? And just keep working on those skills in that manner. Now, when it comes to writing skills, I don't have an OT certificate, but at the same time, I work with OTs as a teacher, and a lot of them just want them to practice in any way they can. So with my students, I usually have them practice with letters of their name. Maybe the first letter of their name, their initials, and as they get stronger, have them practice writing their names. Have them practice writing just simple, breaking their name down, the first initials, then eventually get to their whole name and last name, however have you. Just building those skills. If at some points I may have them just simply work on vertical and horizontal lines. Just kind of make sure they can do it in any way they can. Just, draw them on a piece of paper, write lines to a writing app on an iPad. Whatever you have available, utilize. Work into doing different shapes and lines at that point. Again, a lot of times when working with the OT professional at my school, a lot of times they're just kind of saying, start with the basics, so vertical lines, horizontal lines, and then crisscross lines, then work into different shapes to build those writing skills. Utilize various materials when doing writing skills. That's one thing that I've learned, is that it's just one size doesn't fit all. Use different materials to kind of expand their writing skills and make them motivated. Some of the materials that were kind of suggested were sand. If you have sand available, put it on a tray and just have them focus on whatever it is you're having them practice. So if it's their vertical lines, their horizontal lines, have them do that in the sand, or the letters of their name, shapes, whatever they're working on, have it use it with sand. Same thing with shaving cream and whipped cream. Just have them put it in a tray and just have them work on any skill you're introducing to them or having them work on. One thing I use quite a bit is dry erase boards, because they're easily to be reused. The kids are motivated by them. They like erasing and making lines with them. I make cards that I laminated with the different shapes, so they're practicing the tracing, and then eventually they turn it over and they practice making the shape or the lines that I'm asking them. Crayons, of course, markers, whatever you find is available. Essentially, whatever engages your child and whatever you have available, you're going to want to implement. Now, a big tool right now is YouTube. YouTube has a lot of great videos, a lot of great resources for learning videos of all types of content. It's kind of up to your discretion and what you would love for your child to utilize. Sometimes it could be, there's a lot of content out there that's not necessarily appropriate, but if you monitor and utilize YouTube with your child, you can make it a safe place for them to explore. There are videos that have read alouds that your child will enjoy. There's quite a bit that I found that that have them read out loud Brown Bear, The Hungry Caterpillar. There's a lot of read alouds that are great for them to kind of be introduced to. I've also created videos that go over a lot of academic content, refer to those, but again, there's a lot of resources and videos to utilize on YouTube if you monitor with your child. Other ideas would be Teachers Pay Teachers is a great website. Sometimes they have free printables or very inexpensive resources to utilize that you can kind of use and print out with your kids at this time. One thing that I like is sometimes just being in the house, they need to move. I utilize a lot of the videos for Go Noodle. The Go Noodle is something you can purchase, or on YouTube they have videos already on YouTube that you can access. Just simply write Go Noodle videos, and a lot of them will refer to different types of movement videos. I love it. I use it with my kids. Most importantly, try not to stress. It's easier said than done. It's kind of an uncertain time right now, but at this point, there is really no right or wrong way to deal with this. Just kind of not to be stressed. Just kind of go with every day. Take it day by day, hour by hour. You are doing your best. Just know that you're doing your best. And if you can, just kind of take a moment and just be with your family. Have a moment where you guys just talk. Do something as a family, whether that's a game or referring to any of these videos, and just know that there is no right or wrong answer. Just try not to stress. You are doing your best. Everyone has different needs, so just try and make the most out of quarantine time. I wish you guys luck and be safe during this time. Hope with another video coming soon, and good luck, guys. Bye.